The additional team would like to send greeting and thank you to the valued listeners who have always shown interest in accompanying channel 24-hour channel. We wish you to have informative moments while watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to always stay updated with the latest and most accurate information from our channel. And now, let's move on to the last news of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the devastating landslides and floods have affected tens of thousands of hectares of rice fields and submerged houses in China. Continuous heavy rainfall, emergency water releases from hydroelectric dams, and landslides have resulted in at least 40 casualties, missing individuals, and the destruction of homes, temporarily closing many scenic spots. 6 individuals were trapped due to landslides in 3 villages in the southwest of Hubei province. Local authorities reported that at least 156,000 people have been evacuated, and rescue operations are underway to save the trapped individuals. Images from the scene show rescue workers struggling to find those trapped amidst mud and debris in the devastated Dongnan mountain area. Officials have reported that 1,900 houses were buried, and another 600 houses were damaged. Aerial footage shows vast green lands that were once flooded with mud. According to the People's Daily, at least 1,200 people have died or gone missing in China this year due to flood-related disasters. Direct economic losses have reached 41.6 billion yuan, approximately $5.9 billion since January. Many regions in China have been heavily affected by continuous heavy rains since the beginning of the month, causing damage to the country's already weakened economy due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Another landslide occurred early this morning in central Hubei province, burying 51 houses and 96 people, of whom 8 have died. State TV reports that several scenic spots have temporarily closed for safety reasons. The Sankingshan mountain area has also closed due to recent heavy rains, with the risk of landslides and other hazards in the region. In addition to the impact on tourism, students have faced difficulties reaching school on time this week due to the flooded streets in many areas. While floodwaters inundated the streets in several areas, local rescue workers used trucks, inflatable boats, and ropes to transport students to provincial schools in Hubei today. Meanwhile, in the eastern province of Zhejiang, the flood response level along the Tianduong River reached its highest level in recent days, with heavy rains causing river and lake overflow, and further precipitation is expected. By 7 p.m. local time, the water level at the Tananjiang Reservoir, a vital flood control project in the upper reaches of the Tianduong River, reached 108.5 meters, higher than normal levels. According to the authorities in Zhejiang, the water level is expected to continue rising and is predicted to set a record compared to 2022. The largest reservoir in eastern China operated its floodgate for the first time in 9 years to lower the water level. According to Xinhua News Agency, the Water Resources Commission of Zhejiang Province reported that water levels in many rivers in the province's plain area have exceeded the warning levels. The meteorological agency predicts that heavy rains will continue in the northern and central regions of Zhejiang Province in the coming days. Since the beginning of the month, heavy rains and floods have occurred in 6 provinces and municipalities in China, primarily concentrated in the Yangtze River Basin, resulting in at least 1,210 deaths or missing individuals. Many regions have raised their flood response levels as water levels in rivers and lakes continue to rise, and meteorological agencies forecast ongoing heavy rainfall. Heavy rains also pose a threat to various hydropower projects, including the Tanhe Dam on the Yangtze River in Hubei province. According to Taiwan's Central News Agency, the peak flood of the Shang River passing through the Bahuang Lake yesterday afternoon caused the breaking of over 200 meters of the embankment on the north bank of the Dingdong Lake in Vinta County, Guangxi province. According to mainland media, the Flood Control Agency of Vinta County stated that the affected area includes 80,100 hectares of cultivated land, with a total area of 41,000 square kilometers, endangering the safety of 31,000 residents. Zhangte Hydropower and Water Conservancy Company has deployed personnel to the site to block the breach, but water from the river outside the embankment continues to flow in at a high speed, making the blockade difficult. Small stone materials placed were washed away by the water, so large stones had to be used by the rescue teams. However, flood control projects require a significant amount of materials, so repairing this breached embankment will be a challenging task. It is estimated that it will not be possible to repair the breach in a short period of time. Currently, the water level in the Dongting Lake in Guangxi province continues to rise, surpassing at least 4 observation stations beyond the levels reached during the 1998 flood disaster and setting a record for historical flooding in June 2020. The flood situation is currently very severe. According to satellite monitoring, the surface area of the Dongting Lake and its surrounding waters has exceeded 3,900 square kilometers, the largest in the past decade. According to the forecast from China's Meteorological Observatory, from today until the end of the month, floods will reappear in the central and downstream areas of the Yangtze River. Heavy rains may occur in certain areas, with the most affected regions being Trincan, Quaichao, Hubei, Northwest Guangxi, West Anhui, Jiangsu, Shanghai, Jiangxi, and other locations. Some areas may also experience large hail. Mainland media has warned that the flood control situation in the lower reaches of the Yangtze River will be very severe in the coming days. Efforts are needed to prevent the occurrence of disasters such as floods in small and medium-sized rivers, urban and rural areas, and to prevent landslides from infiltrating vulnerable areas. A total of 17,000 people have been affected in 6 provinces, municipalities, and autonomous regions, with 30,000 households collapsing and 9 rivers experiencing floods surpassing historical levels in the summer of 2020. While floods, storms, and winds are wreaking havoc on the mainland, the authorities seem indifferent and continue to send troops to invade the territories and waters of neighboring countries, causing internal resentment worldwide. Xi Jinping is still preoccupied with military exercises in the South China Sea, violating the sovereignty of coastal countries, including Vietnam. According to Toy Train newspaper, Beijing has recently conducted prolonged military exercises in the South China Sea. These exercises are divided into 2 phases, the first phase from March 4 to March 2015 and the second phase from March 2019 to April 9. The exercise area for these 2 phases is located between Hainan province and Vietnam. Some opinions suggest that Beijing is taking advantage of the world's focus on the situation in Ukraine to demonstrate its strength with continuous day and night military exercises in the South China Sea. Regarding China's recent prolonged exercises, Professor Carl Thayer from the Australian Defence Force Academy believes that these complex exercises have been planned and organized to serve multiple purposes, such as training and integrating new technological platforms to connect naval and air forces. According to the Australian expert, China's naval and air exercises from March 4 to March 2015 include complex air exercises. The Chinese Air Force conducted day and night exercises with various types of fighter aircraft, carrying out missions from air bases around 8 p.m. The overall picture shows that China and the United States are strategic rivals and are engaged in a spiral of retaliatory actions in the South China Sea. In other words, each side is reacting to the military activities of the other, according to Professor Carl Thayer. Thayer believes that the military exercises are designed to demonstrate specific capabilities and determination to counter the naval power of the adversary. Their nighttime and early morning exercises are timed to respond to the opponent's aerial activities. According to a researcher at Beijing's Military Science and Technology Institute, the new training schedule is designed to align with the United States aircraft and naval operations, which consistently occur from midnight to morning, as cited by Thayer. Furthermore, it can be speculated that the timing chosen coincided with the annual Balikatan exercise between the Philippines and the United States, one of the largest military exercises in recent years. Professor Thayer responded to Toy Tray. In addition to the mentioned exercises, the South China Morning Post provided notable statistics. China conducted nearly 100 nighttime exercises in 2022 compared to only 30 exercises in 2021. Regarding China's actions, Mr. Hong Viet, from Ho Chi Minh City University of Law, suggests that there is information indicating that China has continuously issued exercise notices to search for a missing military aircraft during the exercises. However, the prolonged exercise activities, even after the aircraft has been found, suggest that China may have other intentions here. With the tense military situation in Ukraine drawing global attention, there may be neglect in the South China Sea. In that context, there are concerns that China will seek to increase its positions and influence in the South China Sea, according to Mr. Beat's assessment. Ladies and gentlemen, a recent earthquake in China has raised concerns about the potential for a landslide and worsened the situation at the Tamheap Dam. An earthquake in Sichuan, China, early yesterday morning has raised concerns about possible landslides and further complicated the situation at the Tamheap Dam. The China Meteorological Administration (CMA) issued a heavy rain warning yesterday throughout China, marking the 31st consecutive day, as reported by Taiwan News. Furthermore, an earthquake occurred yesterday in the area above the Tamheap Dam. Specifically, at 4:08 am yesterday, a 3.2 magnitude earthquake struck the Guangxi County, Sichuan Province, at a depth of 8 kilometers, according to the China Earthquake Network Center. Guangxi County is located in the upper reaches of the Tamheap Dam and the northernmost part of the Tibetan-Kiang Autonomous Prefecture, Sichuan Province. Although the intensity of the earthquake was not significant, the shallow depth of the earthquake in the context of heavy flooding in the southwestern region of China raises concerns about the risk of landslides, according to Taiwan News. The CMA also issued a heavy rain warning from 8 am yesterday to 8 am today for southern Jiangnan, western and southern Hubei, northern Jiangnan, central Yannan, southern Guizhou, Hubei, Anhui, northern Hubei, and northeastern Guangxi. In the past few days, severe flooding has been observed both above and below the Tamheap Dam, including in the city of Nangshan, located 40 kilometers from the Tamheap Dam, and Fenghuang ancient town. Prior to this, since the end of October 2022, there have been warnings on Chinese internet platforms about the potential risks associated with the Tamheap Dam in the event of an earthquake.
The previous news segment also marks the end of the program from 24 Hours channel. Thank you and all of you for paying attention. Please leave your comment and feedback in the comment section of this video so that we can respond promptly.